What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 46, and this one, it's going to be a little bit of a longer one because we're going to be finishing off this whole little segment here. It's not actually a ton, but it does take a while because there's a lot of little details specifically with the cave, and we won't get here yet, but this is just a sneak peek of what will be the next little segment. And yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so let's hopefully finish out this segment of the build, or whatever you want to call it, before water treatment. I think we can in this part, but I don't know. I guess it'll have been said in the intro. Anyway, you want to start by getting on the following materials for this next part. You want quartz bricks, stone, andesite walls, diorite walls, cyan terracotta, we're gonna go tough and cobblestone slabs. And deep slate? And then pale oak trapdoors we'll go with for last. It's kind of a weird set, but it's fine. So, starting off here from the vent, I just want to first off make sure we have... If you look at the inside of the vent, you should have 3 blocks here on the left and only 2 on the right. The floor, top, and left are all the same, and the right is the only one that's shorter. Where the right is, you're going to place a couple of quartz bricks where that polished andesite would continue. You will extend it right an additional 7. So you have a row of 8 in total if you're keeping track. The end row you will bring towards you by 9. Oopsies. Then the end of that 9 you will extend right by, I want to say 12? Or, wait, was it 12 or 13? It was 12. Actually, as far as you can go, I guess, that would also apply. From the quartz bricks there, you'll extend them back towards the vent with 2 rows. Then you should have 2 more rows of stone here that are open, which will just, like, leave those 2 open, and then you'll place 5 more quartz bricks beyond that. And then you'll connect back into the vent from there. A block below the walls there, you'll fill in the floor with stone entirely. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Can't really complain. Figured I'd make some more progress on this. I almost did granny instead, but I was like, eh. You want to extend each quartz brick up an additional 3 rows, so it's 5 in total. Where you have the 2 block gap here, you'll connect the top 2 rows of quartz bricks together, which would give you the old 2x3 doorway. Normal doors, I don't think legitimately get used at all through any of the first 3 chapters, except for Playcare. Playcare does use doors, and I guess the tram uses doors as well to get to Playcare, but it's not really a huge thing, just figured I'd mention it. In this gap here, you want to place andesite walls at the bottom and a 2x2 of diorite walls at the top, which will give you a door. Technically, because of the rotation, that shouldn't be into the wall like that, so it wouldn't connect. It would be, I want to say, on this side, technically. Yeah, I guess it would probably still lead off of the hallway, actually. Just not the way that it does. Anyway, where the vent is here, this little row of polished andesite that's visible, you'll place a full row of cyan terracotta off of it with another one going into the corner from it, which would be left if you're looking towards it. You'll then leave 2 blocks off the right side of the vent and place 2 rows of cyan terracotta extending right, which should also be 3 off the side wall there. And that particular row of cyan terracotta, those 2 rows, you'll copy on the opposite wall. Front one doesn't get copied, so you should have 3 pillars like this. Pretend like you just came out of the vent, so I guess head inside of it and turn around. And not the first row of stone, but the second row of stone, you're going to make both blocks deep slate. You can make the direction whatever. I have all of them facing left to right, except for this one for some reason. But you'll extend that deep slate right an additional 1, and then the full row of 3 back a row. The back right deep slate along with the one to the left, which will be these two, you'll place pale oak trapdoors on top of, face them whatever way you want, and then extend those back an additional row. From this point, still using the vent as what we're going to call the front wall right now. You want to take the back right-hand corner, and in this corner you're placing a block and a half. It's either going to be cobblestone or tough, as you should know. These actually do have stone brick involved as well. If you want to get rid of deep slate and get out stone brick slabs, you can, so you do have the third option. But it's up to you. You'll then extend that towards you with another block and a half, and then in front of that a singular block, then a slab. Left of that, heading front to back, you're going to place a block, slab. This is when I say like block and a half or whatever, it's going up. Then the first one will be block in the floor this time, then not in the floor, a slab in front. And then left of the block in the floor, you want another slab. Opposite side, we're going to do something a little bit weird for this here. So in the front left-hand corner, you're going to place a block and a half extending up. That will be brought both backward and right from that same corner by one. And the back left-hand corner, which is this one, you'll place a block and a half with a block and a half in front as well. From the back left block here, you're going to count right by two. And we're going to do a pattern. You're going to place 2 blocks going left. Then extend forward 2, left, forward 2, right, forward 2, right, and forward. And then this little gap here you also fill in with a block. From the back again, you're going to take the left row of this cyan terracotta pillar and place 2 slabs extending out. Then go left, forward 3. And again, fill in the 2 gaps with slabs. We're like already almost done this room, believe it or not. So you can clear your inventory and get out a cauldron. Then you want the following concretes. You want magenta, light blue, yellow, pink. And then you also want mangrove fence gates, mangrove trap door, bamboo sign, and I guess that's actually all we can get. But that technically finishes the room, other than the ceiling, which I don't know why I didn't add that. From the front left-hand corner, which is going to be here, you're going to kind of be, I guess you're going to be a little bit more right of it where this cyan terracotta pillar is in line with the left half of it, and behind it you'll just place a cauldron. On the left wall, you'll be technically the first block that's visible of course bricks on the inside here, but you're going to break a 2x2 at the bottom. It'll be 1 block above the actual floor, just like so. Bottom left is magenta, bottom right light blue, top right yellow, and then top left pink. And it should give you this. Maybe, I think this was the Kissy poster. I think. Can't remember if it's Mommy or Kissy, but I feel like it was Kissy because I don't know. I might be thinking of a different one. Who knows? Anyway, directing your attention back to the vent. Actually, you can just directly left of the top of the vent, you'll place a bamboo sign off the wall there. On the back wall, where this singular slab is here, you'll have the block in the floor to the right of it and just a stone block to the left. You're going to place on top of either of those blocks 3 mangrove fences extending up. Connect the top fences together with another fence, and then the middle fences together with a fence gate. The right row of fences you'll extend up by 2, and then each of those fences there you'll bring right an additional row. Which should give you a row of, or a block I guess, which will give you a row of 4 because you can't place one at the bottom obviously. The bottom one that you do have on that row, you'll place a mangrove trapdoor opened up against. The other texturing in this room is really easy, although we'll actually worry about it in a second because I feel like we should make the hole in the ceiling first. You want to get out the following. Stone stairs, and stone slabs. I'm not even going to probably show this texturing, I'm just going to explain it because it's something we've done a million times already, so I don't really feel like it needs to be explained. The only cyan terracotta pillar you have on the back wall, you want to place stone directly on top of. Extending right, you're going to place an upside down stone stair facing forward. Block. Upside down stair facing forward. Block. Then extend towards you with an upside down slab. Right with a block. Forward with a stair facing left. Whoopsies. Then forward with a slab. Then you're probably going to need a placeholder for this, but an upside down slab in front of that. Then a block. Then left with an upside down stair facing back. Back with a block. Left with an upside down slab. Left with a block. Left with an upside down stair facing back. Left with a block. Back with a slab. Left with a block. Back with a stair facing right. Back with a block. Then a slab. Then a block, and then you'll extend right by 1. Anything outside of this, you'll fill in the ceiling above with stone. Generally, when I do these, I kind of get the general, like, size that I would want for the hole. So, like, maybe, like, a 5x4 or whatever, and then I could either... Or, like, break a random hole and then start kind of just filling the edges around. Or you could alternatively, again, start with, like, a rectangle and just kind of bring the corners in, and then in some areas go out. It just kind of depends. But, yeah, you should have this. As for texturing, again, it's fairly simple. It's the same thing we did with the walls and I think floor for the rest, where you got like a couple blocks of calcite coming down per block. We'll show it. And then just andesite texturing whatever for the floor and ceiling. But like the calcite is gonna be kind of like this or something. It's going around. And then again, the ceiling is andesite. And do make sure you also include the stairs and slabs in that. Generally, I've started for Chapter 3 because I ended up going back to doing the full texturing with the stone. But with Chapter 3, or in later Chapter 2, but with Chapter 3, I end up just doing entirely andesite for all of it, but around holes and whatever. I use the stone brick, cobblestone, and whatever. Anyway. Nice. Now, this hole is really annoying, so we're just going to kind of go right with it. You want to start by getting out coarse dirt, stone... Stone stairs, stone slabs. Quartz bricks would be useful, I would assume. Cyan terracotta would also be useful. Anvils. Where are they? There they are. Barriers, and we can't really do anything else. I guess we'll go end rods so we can kind of start at that point, and then we'll just get a quick clear. So. Or like a quick change for a few things. So again, you should already have barriers, but /give at S is the barrier command if you do need it. I don't feel like showing it because it's a lot of work. We're going to consider the mommy long legs or whatever this poster is at the side of the room as the back for now, just so this is easier. We're going to take the stone block directly above the right half of the poster. So if I just like trace up, you see it's this guy right here between two, or a stair and a slab, I guess. You're going to extend up with 2 dirt, then up diagonally back. Up 3, up diagonally forward, up 1, and then up diagonally forward with a stone. We'll go right of it. So you'll take this slab, and you'll actually take the block just behind it and extend it up with a dirt. Then go up diagonally forward, and then up to the same height as the coarse dirt, which I think is 6, yeah. And then you'll go up diagonally forward, this time with a slab. Right of this stone slab, you want to take this stone block in particular, and you want to place a coarse dirt on top. You can see it kind of just creates this 1 block hole. You'll then extend this coarse dirt forward 1, and up by, I believe it's 7 this time. Yeah, and then place a stone stair facing left on top. Turning to the right, this upside down stone stair here, you're going to extend up with 10 coarse dirt. Then go up diagonally left 1, up by 5, up diagonally left 1, left 3, down diagonally left, and then you'll go down by 8, down diagonally left, and you should be able to connect down to there, or from there, and I hit the wrong button. You should connect just outside of this upside down stone stair by 1. We're going to work back, like, towards the inside first, because we'll just end up doing the rest of these rows like that, basically. But from the bottom of this, you're going to go this bottom coarse dirt. And from this, you're going to go back diagonally right and off this stone block. You'll place 9 coarse dirt extending up. And then, just so we know, you're going to place a cyan terracotta on top. From the bottom of that row, you're going to go back diagonally right again with a coarse dirt, and you will extend it up by, this time, an additional 7. And then you'll go up diagonally forward with an upside-down stone stair. Just right of that, you'll have this stone stair here, whatever this stair is. You'll count back by 1, and from this, you're going to go up with 5 coarse dirt. Up diagonally forward 1, up 2, and then up diagonally forward with a stone block. Off of this stone block, I might want to wait actually, but there's an anvil here. I'm going to wait myself, but if you want to do it now, you can. I did not press a button to change that? Okay, whatever. We'll start from the right side each time as we do this, but you should end up starting on this particular coarse dirt. And in front of it, you want to place a row going up of 5 coarse dirt. You'll then go up diagonally left. Up by 10. Up diagonally left. Left 3. Down diagonally left. Down. Down diagonally right. Down 2. Down diagonally left. Down 6. Down diagonally left, and down by what should be 3. And again, we will start with the right side here. And in front of that previous row, you actually want to copy the same thing all the way until you're going to stop at the top row of 4. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll stop here. Just like the right side is flat. And then I'll go up diagonally left. Left 2. Down diagonally left. Down by 8. Down diagonally left, and then you should be able to connect down from there. Nice. Again, starting from the right side here, you should have one more row, I think, that's flat, yeah. So just in front of this, you're going to go up with 7 coarse dirt. Then go up diagonally left. Up by 6. Up diagonally left. Then down diagonally left by 2. Then down 2. Down diagonally left. And from there you should just connect all the way down with coarse dirt. Above these goofy little diagonals, you'll just place some dirt to fill that in. Is there one more row in? I actually think it is, yeah. Or is it 2 more? It might be 2 more. Yes, it should be 2 more, yeah. Because from the right side, you're going to actually this time go diagonally in, and off this particular stone block here, you're going to extend up with 9 coarse dirt. Then go up diagonally left. Then again down diagonally left. Down. Down diagonally left. Down by 3. Down diagonally left, and then down by 2. And again, you'll fill above this row with coarse dirt to fill in whatever gaps you have. And then from there, you'll fill in this space a block in again with coarse dirt. And it should give you this cave. That one wasn't horrible, but it might have been, I think, the longest of them. Anyway, off of the bottom row of stone here, the leftmost stone block, which would be the block right at this stair, you're going to place, as I mentioned here, an anvil off it. You want to bury your block below, and the anvil will be sideways like so. That cyan terracotta we placed here on the left, you want to extend it up by 6. And then that top cyan terracotta, you'll extend right with an upside down stone stair facing forward. They all face this way, I think. Then you'll go right with a slab, block, upside down slab, block, and then just because I'm going to place a cyan terracotta to the right of that, and I'll extend it down until it fills in this little side here. Where this stone slab is here, you should have a gap. Just behind it, you want a stone block, and above it, you want just a coarse dirt to fill that in. The only block here at the top, which is this one. You're going to have the anvil coming off of it again with the barrier below. You can get rid of your barrier and your anvil and get out dark oak fence gates and bamboo fence gates. Actually, just need one of each, but that doesn't matter. At the top here, if you're looking up, you want to take the back row, or I guess the only full row of 4 that isn't obstructed or isn't a row of 3, which is this one. At the far left off this course dirt, you're placing an end rod, and then you're extending it right with a dark oak fence gate, bamboo fence gate, and then another dark oak fence gate, which should give you this. If you want to replace the right fence gate with an end rod so it's symmetrical, you can. I mean, the colors won't be, but that's not particularly a huge deal anyway. So, this part is a little bit weird, but we're going to have to trust the process. So, each row of cyan terracotta here on the sides, you want to extend back a row. I'm actually going to not extend the back and bottom blocks. Well, I will extend basically so it's just between the floor. But you see how I did bring it down an additional block here to cover the side of that stair? I'm not going to bring that one back. And then you'll extend those out a row from there. If you're looking at this, what can you do? You can get rid of your dark oak fence gates, bamboo fence gates, end rods, and coarse dirt, and get out yellow terracotta. Do we want to actually use... maybe I lied. I lied, yeah. Get out yellow wool. That is not the wool section. And in addition, you want to get out monster spawners, which are in nature, I think, yeah. And anything else? Or do we just want to rock with that for now? I think we'll go... We'll rock with that for now, sure. So if you're looking at this again, you want to take the right row of cyan terracotta and extend it forward diagonally right with the quartz brick. Extend forward by 2. Right 4. Forward 4. Left 4. Forward 4. Left 2. Then place a cyan terracotta. Then actually get out diorite walls and black stained glass panes. And left of this cyan terracotta, you're just going to place 2 diorite walls. Cyan terracotta. Quartz brick. Then go back diagonally left with a cyan terracotta and left by 1. We can't really fill in the floor yet because there's a lot of things going on with it. We can take these diorite walls and extend them up though, so if you're on the outside, you want to take the left diorite wall and extend it up with a black stained glass pane and then a diorite wall. The right one you'll just bring up with 2 diorite walls, and it should kind of give you this. It looks a little weird right now, but that's fine. We'll worry about that later. What we can do is the cyan terracotta at the far left on both portions, you're going to extend left with a stone slab. You're then going to place a block, and then go up diagonally left with a stone slab. Then left with a block, and okay, that counts as 2 of a pattern. Basically, each slab in a block counts as 1, so you want 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want 9 of these. So we have 2, 3. I'm going to actually change the slab and stair in my inventory. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, I'll copy this on the other side. Do not connect these yet because there's a gap in the middle of the staircase. There's some pipes going on. So we're going to obviously leave that part open. Is that it? Nice. Should give you this. From this point, you're going to extend each of those in with... Well, okay, you're going to extend each block in by 3. And each slab in with 2 slabs and then a stair facing towards the outside. Which will just kind of give you... It's not technically a railing. It kind of serves as one here because we have an actual, like, guardrail on the side. And just in order to make it actually sit on the slabs properly, we use a stair so it sits on the stair. You've probably seen me do that a lot in builds recently, if you followed enough of my stuff. But yeah, and you should have a 3-block gap between them, which is correct. And yeah, I think we'll finish it. Surely. I mean, we're 25 minutes in. You figure I technically have 30 minutes until it's like too long, and we're not quite there yet. You should have this. At the top, you should already have a row of stone technically, but you want to extend. It's gonna, I guess this is a weird way to put it. You want to extend each of those rows of stone out an additional 7. And only on those 7 do you want to connect them together. So I guess it's 8 in total from the staircase part. Yeah. This isn't actually the full floor up here, by the way. This is just part of it. Nice. Can we start to fill in the lower floor yet? I feel like we probably should, regardless of if we can or not. So, yeah, we can. Let's head back to the bottom here, and you want to take the stone stair at the bottom of the staircase and extend it down diagonally right with a yellow wool from both. Extend those yellow wools each to the right by 5. And then connect them together there. Filling specifically the rightmost 4 rows in between that space with monster spawners. The leftmost row you're leaving open, and anything left of that. There's a couple more yellow lines we can add. So where the like divot is in the wall here on the right, just kind of where the walls connect, you'll have yellow wool block below. You'll also have, not exactly under the door, if you place stone under the diorite walls here, you're going to place yellow wool outside of that and extend it both left, I guess, yeah, left and right by 1, so it looks like this. And then the rest of the floor you can fill in, making sure you do not go, I guess, next to the monster spawners, you just kind of go around the outside of the staircase here, along with through the, or I guess in this little divot here, which is a 3x3, I guess. Nice. The cyan terracotta where the door is, the one either side of it, you're going to extend up by 4. At the very top, you'll place monster spawners connecting. Just leave the gap, or leave the row above the door open for now. We'll get there later. Actually, do we want to do that now? It might be smart. Although, first off, we can do these weird stone blocks. Well, we can fill up the walls, I guess. That'd be more sense. Because that's a sentence. You want to extend each quartz brick up by 5. It should be the same height as the cyan terracotta we have brought up. And I guess you can also bring the other cyan terracotta pillar up to that same height, which is going to be that one over there. It's like weird. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this area is because there's a lot of little things that we have to worry about. Some of them being texturing. It should go a block above the doorway here as well, and you're just going to fill over it. Nice. You can fill in the ceiling with stone a block above this, and it'll end in line with the final row of cyan terracotta. The one thing that does change here is these cyan terracottas, but on either side of that row of stone, I cannot talk right now, you're going to bring up with cyan terracotta just because you want to have that visible from the other side. And then, yeah. Should look like this. We can do those stone block or boxes I mentioned earlier. Off of this back right cyan terracotta pillar, you want to take the left side of it, the top, and extend it forward with 3 stone. They extend each stone left by 2. And then you want to go left an additional row and extend that row towards the back, or I guess it's forward as of right now, but towards the doorway here with a singular stone. That row of 4 you'll extend down with a row of slabs. And then extend that whole thing left with 5 rows. Just like this. Nice. Do we want to clear inventory yet? Now let's get the roof for the staircase part in. So, at the end of the staircase, you want to head up to the opposite side. Not the very first stone, but you're going to take the second stone on both sides and like the outside in place going up from this particular block. 6 cyan terracotta. Connect them together at the top row and extend that full thing outward an additional row, so away from the staircases, which is technically left from the angle we've been using, but it's also backwards and also forward. It's also right, though, if you're looking that way. But yeah, it should look like this. Now, from that row of cyan terracotta, you're going to extend up diagonally, kind of towards you, which is towards the staircase, with a row of stone blocks like so. And then from the original side here, you're going to place off this row of stone, a row of upside down stone slabs. Above this, I'll get to that in a sec. And then you want to just do the same thing you did for the staircase. So up diagonally, left with a block. I guess it's inverted. Left with an upside down slab. Up diagonally, left with a block. Left with an upside down slab. And you're going to keep that pattern going. And it should connect perfectly if we've done everything accordingly. Boink, and there you go. So where you have this little weird box of stone that sticks over, just bring that up another row so it kind of fills it in. You don't want the weird half gap you would get if you brought the slabs up that far. And yeah, make sure you do connect into the cyan terracotta as I mentioned, because yeah, that is important. What are we, 30 minutes in? Yeah, we should be able to finish it. We're not that far off. Just, it's such an unfortunate, like, amount of thing left. But, oh well. You should have this. You can fill in the sides of the staircase in with quartz bricks for the walls. It is, again, a block outside of it, a block outside of the cyan terracotta, whatever. Just where you would expect it to be. You will have to coat the underside and top side of all the slabs for the lighting, as I've mentioned before, but I don't particularly cover that generally in builds unless I actually have specifically done something with light blocks in my version. Or like something particular to lighting that isn't just me doing what I've explained with that. Because there are a lot of circumstances. Also, this stone, by the way, should be brought over another row. It should go all the way to the wall. At least at the front here. I don't think it does the same here, does it? Does it go around the pillar? No, it doesn't. I don't know why it does that then. That's weird. But what was I saying? It's a good question. I forgot. Oh yeah, I don't feel like, I don't know, it's just a lot of extra effort to do it unless I actually am like trying to show you a specific thing with lighting. Like Granny, for example, which had perfect lighting. Well, I don't say perfect, but you know, I actually went with the light block effort. Anyway, you should have this. And that's kind of your staircase area. I'd say done, but it's technically not done. I mean, it's, you know, you got a good amount. You can clear your inventory, though, and I think we're going to texture or detail all of this, and then we'll do the top area. So, okay, if you have this problem, by the way, in Bedrock, you see where, like, the wall does not connect to the pane properly? I've been having this happen a lot. Just, like, remove the wall and replace it, and it should fix. I don't understand why Minecraft is like that. I don't know what it... I think it's, like, if I have this block gone and then place it or something... Yeah, see, it's that. I don't get it. But anyway, you want to start by getting out the following 4 here. Gray concrete batter. Bamboo signs. Black concrete. Dark oak trapdoors. Stone brick walls. Warped fence. Mangrove fence. Oak pressure plate, and pale oak trapdoor. Starting off underneath the the monster spawners here where the doorway is, I just spoiled it. You want to place concrete powder with bamboo signs off of it. Because this door is a window, I'll actually show this, but you want to black off this from the backside with black concrete along with the monster spawners. Monster spawners you can go directly behind, however the door, I generally trim around it like this, and then another block back I'll fill it in, just so the panes and walls and whatever don't connect. I should have just gone under, but whatever. Speaking of under, the monster spawners here on the floor, you're going to coat with black concrete a block under, and extend it out that additional row so it kind of fills in the full yellow wool enclosed area, even though it's not enclosed. At the side here, the middle monster spawner, you'll place a dark oak trapdoor open up against. Direct your attention back to the door here, and just in the corner next to it, you want to place 4 stone brick walls extending up. You're going to extend it, I'm going to say left, which is going to be this way with the wall, up 2, and then left again. From the original stone brick wall to the, again, if you're looking at it, the left, you're placing a mangrove fence, and to the right, I guess, you're placing 2 warp fence extending up here. That kind of implies a diagonal angle, but it works anyway, so who cares? In the little point here in the wall where it goes in, you want to place in the back left corner 2 stone brick walls extending up. Right at the top one, you want a pale oak trapdoor open up against the wall. And then in the center of the 3x3 floor, you want an oak pressure plate, which is just a box. There's nothing really crazy about it. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. Chains. Pale oak signs. Mangrove trapdoors. Deep slate. Oak trapdoors. Stripped mangrove logs, stripped warped stem, bamboo trapdoors, and we'll go polished deep slate slabs, sure. In this little corner still, a block above the yellow wool, you're going to place chains just going across here. Off the center chain, you're placing a pale oak sign, and on the top line, you're writing, and this is all of it is in all caps. You're going to type authorized, down a line, personnel. I spelled that wrong. Down a line, only. And if you need to spell any of those words, that is how. Personnel is such a weird word. Anyway. Turn around 180 degrees and look at the monster spawners here on the floor. This front left-hand yellow wool, you're going to place deep slate off of both sides of it, other stone. And the front right yellow wool, you're counting back by 1 and placing a deep slate in place of that yellow wool, and then back diagonally right and having 1 there. Off the front middle monster spawner, you're having an oak trap door, forward diagonally left another. On the ceiling, still looking that way, you want to look straight up and head to the right. So you're in this very cornerstone here. Count left by 1, and off of the bottom of this stone block, you're placing a mangrove trap door. Off of the back left of this 3x3, you're going to extend this left with mangrove trap doors until you connect into the left wall. I just have to crouch place these since they're not up against the ceiling directly. Behind that, but just in front of the cyan terracotta pillar on the left here, you're placing a full row of upside down polished tube set slabs going left to right. I say full row, but it does get cut off because of the stone. On the right side here, off this stone slab, you're going to place a stripped warp stem in front facing up. On top of it, a stripped mangrove log, and then from the bottom stem, you're going forward diagonally left with a mangrove log facing left to right. Off the staircase on like the sides here, you're going to take the stone stair and the stone block and open bamboo trapdoors off the inside of them, which also includes this like back yellow wool, by the way. And you just want to go all the way up, and this will create that railing I mentioned earlier. And you will do that first stone at the very top as well. Basically just wherever there's a gap. And where there's no monster spawners at the bottom. Okay, that one was not placed properly. If it doesn't make a sound whenever you like click it again, it probably isn't right. But I think it fixes it when it does that. I don't know. The Bedrock is so laggy and buggy. I just, it is what it is. I have to accept that fact. Even though I am a Bedrock player, I do have to accept that. Clear your inventory again and get out the following. You want the following block and slab version of each. Bamboo planks. Where is the slab category? There it is. I don't know where it is because it's not there. Warped planks, which are going to include slabs. Where? There they are. Red nether brick, and that's actually it for that part. You, in addition, want to get out just the slab version of cobblestone and tough. And I'm going to say yellow terracotta. I used yellow concrete powder here as well, but I don't feel like using it because it's concrete powder. So, off of the center, well, we're actually going to start with the bottom of each. You're going to take the far left black concrete here and extend it up with 2 red nether bricks. You'll then go back with a block, up with a slab, and then back with a block. Where this dark oak trapdoor is, you can actually crouch place off of it a warped plank, which you'll extend up 1, then up diagonally back 1. And right of the trapdoor, you're placing a bamboo plank with a slab on top. Extend that slab back with a plank, up with a slab, and then back with a plank. Each of these 3 blocks with their respective slab or block, whatever, you're going to place going, basically, you're doing the same thing you do for the stairs. So you're going up diagonally, back with a slab, back with a block, up diagonally, back with a slab, etc., etc. Alternatively, for the side ones here, the first trapdoor of each row of 2, you're placing a slab off of, and the back you're placing a block off of. And just stop once you hit the end of the trapdoors, or where your entire hole is filled in. Yep, that makes sense. Not a single incorrectly grammared there. It's getting worse somehow. I didn't think it could, but oh, and we fit 40 minutes. Nice. Yeah, this will be a long one. Okay. Oopsies, that's fine. From this point, the bamboo and the red nether brick you're just going to bring back with a slab. The warped, you're bringing it back with 2 additional planks, but out of this row of 3, the middle plank you'll bring up with a slab. Just so they're all a little bit different, and also because it's shifted back, obviously. Nice. As for the bottom here, now, I textured, as I mentioned, with yellow concrete powder. Wool is the middle one, usually. Or, is it always the middle? Yeah, it is. But, like, for the bottom here, the right side of yellow wool, I just made this entirely yellow terracotta. And I'll have, like, a yellow terracotta here, maybe, and then I think I have it here. And yeah, if you want, you can have concrete powder on the rest. Another thing I did, you can get rid of the yellow terracotta, is I have, like, the end ones here just replaced with andesite on the left side, just because it's a little bit thinner. You can kind of see where it's, like, chipped away. You could probably use, like, clay, even. I think clay would be a little bit bright, but you could try it. Light gray wool might work better, because it does have, the same kind of texture. And it also sticks out more than the andesite does. But anyway. At the right staircase here, you kind of have a setup of tough slabs and cobblestone slabs or blocks or whatever. Take the far right slab here, replacing with a block, left slab. Behind either of those on top of these blocks, you're going to have slabs again. I'll replace this with a block. And then I'll extend it left by 1, actually. Then I'll replace the left slab of this row of 3 with a slab. 2 blocks to the right of it. On top of the right block, a slab. And then both the right 2, I'll bring back another block, like so. That's kind of what you have if you want to try to copy it better, because my description was a little bit quick, just to, again, try to get to the end here. This final area is a little bit weird, but we can manage. So clear your inventory and get out the following. Yellow terracotta, polished deep slate, cyan terracotta, stone, quartz bricks, nether brick fences, lanterns, iron bars, and I think we'll actually just end there, sure. Beyond the final row of the stone floor, you want to do going across the full gap, alternating polished deepslate and yellow terracotta. You can start and end with whatever you want. At the right, the furthest right one, I believe. Yes, the furthest right one here. You want to make sure you're inside the quartz brick by a block when you consider this, but you're bringing this end one forward still with alternating polished deepslate and yellow terracotta, and it should kind of give you this. Some of that will be covered, but that just kind of helps us a little bit. And we actually, no, we won't cover it yet. You'll extend this back with 5 rows of stone. I think some of this doesn't actually get used, as in on the sides, because the walls have some weird things going on. I don't really know. Cool. We'll start with the left side of cyan terracotta here, this pillar, and from it, you're going to do the following. You're going to go back diagonally left with a quartz brick, back 3, back diagonally right with a cyan terracotta, back diagonally left with a quartz brick, back diagonally right with a cyan terracotta, back diagonally left with a quartz brick, back diagonally right with a cyan terracotta, back diagonally right with a quartz brick, and then you want to extend it right by, 8. Then go forward diagonally right with a cyan terracotta, and then forward diagonally right with a quartz brick. This is not symmetrical, by the way. Forward diagonally left with a cyan terracotta, left, forward, right, forward diagonally right with a quartz brick, forward diagonally left with a cyan terracotta, and then forward one. I'll extend this row of cyan terracotta along with the one in front of us, just right by 2, which I'll just do the bottom for now. And then, I guess, yeah, each cyan terracotta you're bringing up by 5. We're almost there, I swear. This won't hit an hour. That's, I guess, the only thing that I care about. Actually, if it is an hour, I could totally split it in half. Interesting thought. Anyway, it should give you this. You'll extend the quartz bricks up to the same height. And then before we actually fill in the ceiling, we're going to do the stone... Or the cyan terracotta that is, like, in the ceiling. There's some framing going on, I guess. Not much, but a little bit. Nice. I guess I should probably bring this inner row up by 5 as well on the right side, where water treatment is. Speaking of water treatment, actually, if you didn't do that, you do want to bring that, like, outer row of cyan in this right row, I guess, or whatever. Because you want to connect the top of that together with cyan terracotta on specifically that outer row. And then the back block of this row of 4 you'll just bring all the way left, and it should connect into absolutely nothing other than quartz bricks, not cyan terracotta. The ceiling a block above all this, you'll fill in with stone. I'll do with a /fill command just to make the video a little bit shorter. Even though it'll be like 10 seconds shorter, but 10 seconds is 10 seconds. Nice. You should have a center here if you find it. It is this. It's either a yellow terracotta or polished deepslate. For me, it's a yellow on the original. It's a polished deepslate, of course. You want to trace this back to the quartz brick wall and then count out by 4 on the ceiling, and on this stone you're placing a lantern. If you trace this down the center here, it should be the center on the staircase as well, even though you're above the warped. And I'm actually going to just use the warped here. It's going to be the... Well, I won't quite use it. It's going to be the first... No, wait. Yes, first, second, third stone beyond this box here, so... That is 1, 2, 3, and again, center should be there. So you see where that is positioned. Going all the way into the little crevice here in the corner, 1 block off each wall, I guess, you're placing a nether brick fence with a lantern below. That's the only one with a fence, funnily enough. And then 1 block off the doorway here, you're going to be in the 1 block, or the only block out of the 2 center blocks you can place off of, where you're placing a lantern on the ceiling. Can you place a... Huh, you can. That's very interesting. Actually, I think I did know that. I feel like I've used that in this build somewhere. I can't think of where, but somewhere. Anyway, head back up, and on the back row of the, like, yellow and gray, I guess, pattern, you're going to place 3 rows of iron bars off the left and right that are 3 tall each. So they're 3x3s. Like so. We'll start with this back area because the back area is a little bit weirder. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Polished deep slate stairs. Stone brick walls. We'll use some of these probably when we can on other areas. Mangrove trapdoors. A chest. A warp fence. And then you want warp slabs. Bamboo slabs. Red nether brick slabs. And red nether brick walls. So again, from the center, you're going to trace it all the way back and place a polished deep slate stair facing forward here. Above it, a stone brick wall with a mangrove trapdoor open up against the front of it. On top of that, a chest facing into the wall. And then above that, 3 mangrove trapdoors opened into the wall, or against the wall, I guess, rather. Extend the stone brick wall at the bottom, both left and right by 1. Then from those sides, you'll go up 1 and then out 1 again. Not on the outermost stone brick walls, but in by 1, you'll place rows of warp fence extending up. Left and right of this row of stone brick walls, you'll place an upside down red nether brick slab on either side, brought up with a slab. Extend it forward by, or extend all those forward by 1 on either side, and then from there you're going basically forward from the slab row with a block on the right, but forward diagonally left on the left with a block. Essentially, if you can go diagonally out, you will, but if you can't, you won't. You only can on the left, though. You cannot on the right because of that cyan sticking out further. Above that on both sides, you're placing warped planks just above these slabs, and then it'll be an upside down warp slab on top of the red nether brick block with a slab on top. And below, you're doing the same thing with bamboo. So bamboo planks just below the upside down slabs, and then below the block of red nether brick, I'll place a slab down with an upside down slab. Which will give you this, essentially. Where the polished deep slate stair is here at the floor, you're going to count out by 2, and from this stone, both left and right of it, you'll place red nether brick walls. You'll extend each of them up 1, out 1, and then all the way up until you connect into the ceiling. Nice. I don't know what this is. There's a bunch of pipes and stuff going on, but there you go. On the... where you have this red nether brick on the right side here, you want to count right of it by 1, and you're off this cyan terracotta. You're going to place stone brick walls coming forward from here until you're in line with this cyan terracotta pillar in front of the opening and the front row of it, and then you'll extend down by 3. On the left side behind that pillar kind of that we just went off on the right, you want to not place a random wall in the middle of the floor, but you want to count back by 1 and place 2 red nether brick walls extending up here. Right of that, you want to warp fence. Clear your inventory, and we're going to need one more set of materials, I think, before texturing, which is this one. You want bamboo trapdoors. This is not texturing, by the way. That's what I made that sound like. I swear it isn't. Pale oak fence gates. Bamboo stairs. Bamboo fence, and a soul lantern. And I think that's everything. I hope so. In front of the red nether brick walls here in the corner, you're just placing 2 bamboo fence extending up. Behind the red nether brick walls, not on the first block, but 1 more block back, you'll place a soul lantern there. Head back into this area, and underneath this upside down bamboo slab on the floor, you're placing a bamboo stair facing right into the wall. Off the sides of the stair, you're placing bamboo trapdoors opened up against it. One more thing. In front of that front trapdoor, you're going to, off of this particular stone, place 2 bamboo trapdoors on top of each other, open to the left. Left of them, you're going to place 2 pale oak fence gates, kind of facing front to back, and then off the left of that, you're placing bamboo trapdoors open to the right, so they're up against it. On top of the pale oak fence gates, you want a bamboo trapdoor on top. Before I end, quickly. Texturing is the same thing. The cyan terracotta doesn't get anything. If you want to do gray concrete powder, you can. I didn't actually texture the walls here. That's really good. Nice job, me. But you probably should do the same calcite texturing and also the andesite texturing for the floor and ceiling and really whatever other surface you have. As I mentioned with the, you could texture this if you wanted, like, I don't know, what would you even use? I don't know. But yeah, it's just kind of random andesite. And again, here if you want to use some concrete powder instead of like some of the wool just to give it more texture while also not ruining the color too much. Concrete powder is a little bit more faded, so take what you will from that, I guess. But anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part, what is it, 46 of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 complete, and that is this segment done. I don't believe there will be an in-between, but I'm not sure as of right now. For members who are watching this, like, upon release, you will probably get a little bit of a break, because I want to finish Granny and do a couple city tutorials at least. But yeah, this will be back with water treatment, and then I think it'll go water treatment until the area where you drop down, and then that'll be a shorter segment there. So it's a little bit uneven, but it's fine, surely. Anyway, that being said, I think I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, my emoji's gone. I actually knew that because I checked, or I saw it earlier, and I was like, I should add that, but I just didn't. Peace.